So we get asked a lot, what's the difference between a customer and a fan? Our definition of a fan is anyone that says that they're interested in our brand and has an emotional connection or association. Why they're different is because a customer normally has a transaction start and stop point and a fan doesn't. You become a fan for a multitude of different reasons, and what draws you into that brand, to the club or to the player, keeps you there for life. So when we talk about managing emotions in football, it's very different to just servicing somebody's query, because there is a need. They do need a piece of information or they need specific ticket access, but actually what they're asking for is for us to help have some degree of empathy with them. If it's celebrating a success, they want to be part of that. They want to feel that we recognise they want to be part of it. So it becomes how we can show that we're grateful that they've chosen to support us. And if it's suffering a loss, then we need to show that we are as disappointed as they are. Our communication strategy then becomes to actually spend time talking through with them, whether it's the person on the end of the phone or the person that's responding to the email or even the steward that's greeting them at the end of the turnstile and showing them to the tube. We need to relate to them. Everyone that leaves football, whether you've watched it in the stadium or whether you've watched it at home, has got some degree of post-match analysis. We're all experts on what's happened on the game or what particular position was played. So actually our communication strategy is to embrace that, is to allow fans to engage, whether it's with us or one another, and just talk it out, because it's all emotional, it's all rational, it's everything, and it's the most important thing. So why would we try and shut that down? We embrace it as best as we can. We've been looking at all sorts of different technology to try and see how we can scale up to be able to respond to the amount of queries that we have coming in. And one of the things that we've looked at is some degree of bots or automisation, and we're still exploring it. Actually, the challenge that we have is the whole point on why fans become fans in the first place and why they contact us is because they want that personal communication and relationship. So it's quite a fine line that we need to play with and say, what can we do in terms of frequently asked questions that will not damage that particular relationship? So if it's things like prohibited items into the stadium or travel logistics, there's some things that we might be able to in the future look at with bots. If it becomes anything more emotional or anything more personal, and you're talking about fans' data or exchange of information, we definitely don't want to put that into the automated route, because we'll lose what is the essence of basically the connection with the fan and why they're connected to the club. Well, people say that mass communication and the individual communication actually completely conflict with one another. I don't agree. I think our experience is that whether you're communicating on a mass scale over digital or whether you're phoning into a particular organisation, it's still a one-to-one relationship, and that's what we try to not lose sight of. It might be more publicly known, so your answer suddenly could be shared around the world in seconds, but it's still one person communicating with one other recipient and one person. And what is a bad game or a bad moment, the next week could completely change. So on the whole, most of our fans realise that you're a fan for life. It's an emotional roller coaster, and that success isn't guaranteed. So we need to roll with the highs and roll with the lows, and hopefully wear the shirt with pride regardless.